Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic President's Day so far. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing Social Security cuts. How much truth is there that there are going to be possible cuts to future Social Security payments? And if so, how much will those cuts end up being? We're going to be going over that. Plus, being that it is President's Day, we are going to be going over one new list of someone, supposed experts ranking their best presidents to the worst presidents. So we'll be going over that list, and let me know in the comment section below whether or not you agree with it. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $9,000 in free stocks or $9,000 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Weeble. All you have to do is once you click on that link, is just sign up for a free account and then deposit at least 1 penny. At that point, Weeble will be sending you at least 3 free stocks worth, once again, all the way up to $9,000. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is just once you receive those stocks, is just sell them for what they're worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into our first story of today's video, and being that it is President's Day, we're going to be going over this supposed experts list, ranking the top presidents and going all the way down the line to who they consider to be the worst president of the United States. But before we go ahead and get into this list, let me know in the comment section below, who do you believe is the best president? Maybe even rank out your top 5, and then maybe even go with who you believe is the worst president in our country's history. So according to The Hill, presidential experts rank Biden 14th among presidents in survey. Trump actually comes in last. So in a recent survey conducted by a panel of experts specializing in the American presidency, President Biden was ranked 14th best president, while his 2024 presidential opponent, former President Donald Trump, found himself at the bottom of the list. So we can see here the list up on the screen. Of course, we have Abe Lincoln coming in at first. He would rank at least probably in the top 3 or 5 of most people's list. And then we have George Washington there at third. We have Roosevelt there at second, depending on your political views. He could either be at second or he could be a good bit further down the list. Thomas Jefferson rounding out the top 5 at fifth. Again, someone else who would probably be the top 3 or 5 of most people's list. Then as far as the bottom goes, we have George W. Bush there at 32nd overall. And once again, we have Donald Trump there at 45th. So again, probably depending on your own political viewpoints and things like that, it's probably going to change a good bit how you'd rank this. And obviously the person who put this list together, the group that put this list together, obviously is very anti-Trump. To have Trump there last place at 45th, but let me know in the comment section below, once again, who do you consider to be the best president in our nation's history, maybe even your top 3 or top 5, and who do you consider to be the worst president in our country's history? Now, we're going to be going over another list here. This is actually by Ben Shapiro, and you can see that he has Trump a good bit higher there. He actually ranks him as a B. Of course, Jefferson there is up there at the top. And then, of course, he also has Barack Obama down there as an F, and I really wouldn't be surprised if he ranked Joe Biden as an F as well. Ben Shapiro, of course, is a conservative, right-leaning conservative, so not really surprised that he has Trump a good bit higher than Obama, whereas you see on this list we have Biden and Obama, much higher than Trump, Trump being the worst president in our country's history, at least according to the previous list that we went over. So now moving into the main topic of today's video, and that is possible cuts to future Social Security benefits. We're going to be going over how likely those cuts actually are, why they might actually be happening, and how big of a cuts would be taking place if these cuts did end up taking place. So according to the Motley Fool here, they say that most older Americans say that Social Security cuts would hurt their financial stability, but how likely are those cuts? So if you've been following Social Security news, you may be aware that the program is facing some serious fiscal challenges. In the coming years, Social Security is expected to spend more on scheduled benefits than it collects in payroll tax revenue. This is due largely to the substantial number of baby boomers expected to exit the workforce in short order. Social Security has trust funds it can tap to keep up with scheduled benefits, but only to a point. And once those trust funds run dry, which could happen as soon as 2034, according to recent projections, the program may have no choice but to implement benefit cuts. Once that happens, Social Security recipients could see their monthly checks reduced by 20% or more, and they actually go up to 25 or 26% in some projections. The article goes on to say that in a recent nationwide survey of older Americans, 71% of pre-retirees said that Social Security cuts could have a big impact on their financial stability, and 74% of current retirees said the same. But just how likely are Social Security cuts, and do workers and retirees alike really need to panic? So basically, let's say that hypothetically speaking, you're receiving a $2,000 per month benefit in the year of 2033 or 2034, whenever these cuts take place. Obviously, if a 20% benefit cut across the board takes place, your $2,000 benefit would then go all the way down to $1,600, a loss of $400, whereas a cut of 25% would be a reduction in your benefit by $500 per month, bringing your new benefit down to $1,500. Obviously, this would be a huge impact. That would basically be maybe your monthly grocery bill this year. No idea how much groceries are going to cost 10 years from now, but obviously losing $400 to $500, possibly more for some people who are earning even more than $2,000 per month in 2033 or 2034 is going to be a substantial cut to their benefits. So basically, if you're in this situation right now and you have the ability to do so, definitely save up as much as you can. Definitely have maybe your own retirement account set aside. Be investing right now at this point in time just to prepare yourself, just in case that you need to have extra money in addition to your Social Security check. Definitely would be advisable, although this should definitely not be considered financial advice. But just to wrap up this video, we're going to be talking real quickly about Kevin McCarthy and perhaps his revenge tour. He, of course, was the former House Speaker. He was really trying to get that job for a long period of time, and he finally landed it. Great success. Of course, he was very happy about that. But since it was such a thin majority, a lot of a few Republicans in the House were pretty much against him. They wanted to rule the House and not really let McCarthy have his way. And so the first time they kind of split against McCarthy, they actually ended up ousting him from his role. Kevin McCarthy, of course, was very upset about that, so he actually ended up resigning from Congress. But now he's back saying that Matt Gaetz, Nancy Mace, and perhaps others, he really hopes that they end up getting better, and perhaps he's going to try to get them removed as well from their role by having another Republican beat them in their primary. Watch.
Former House Speaker and now former Congressman Kevin McCarthy was back on Capitol Hill last night for a rare appearance, and he was in rare form. The ousted speaker held nothing back when he was asked about some of his fellow Republicans, the ones who helped end his congressional career.
I hope Nancy gets the help she needs. I really do.
Are you going to give her any help?
No, I am not help financially. I just hope she gets the help to straighten out her life. I mean, she's got a lot of challenges. No one will stay working for her.
Has there ever been any conversations between you and the former president about Matt Gaetz and his decision to throw you out? Is he supportive of that?
I don't know how close you probably think the president is to Gaetz, but you should figure that out.
They're not actually that close? Gaetz makes it out to be like they're...
I'm sure. Gaetz probably makes a lot out of it. But he probably lies about who he sleeps with, too.
Melanie Zanona is back with me now. I should say that Matt Gaetz put a tweet out, or an X or whatever it's called now, saying, "What stage of grief is this?"
So definitely some pretty interesting stuff there. We'll definitely have to keep an eye out on their primaries to see if McCarthy, the person that McCarthy picks, ends up beating people like Mace, Gaetz, and the others that ended up, voting him out of office. But that's all we have for today's video. Certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.